Okay, morning, folks. Welcome to the briefing on Wednesday the 29th. We seem to be in a run of pretty grotty weather with just sort of odd breaks and interludes in it. As you can see the chart here, it's sort of showing stuff streaming in from the Atlantic, driven on by the jet stream down through here. And this is the predicted midday chart. There's various fronts and bands of weather already gone through. And it's not entirely clear where this trailing front is going to be. Other sort of predictions show it a bit further south and clearing us sometime in the afternoon. But we're then in this band of very strong winds, and that doesn't look like it's going to drop off till late afternoon, according to the forecast. And if at all, in the upper winds. So general westerly flow, quite tight spacing on the isobars and fronts on that. And you can see that even running it forward another 24 hours, we're just getting more fronts coming in. No sign of a high pressure building, a little low developing over here. So I think it's just a case of snatching the weather windows when we can, really. Tasks for Farnborough. I've had a look through all of them in the south of England. I think Farnborough seems to be the least optimistic of them, to be honest. Broken at 1,000 feet, which is probably a bit lower than that here, and becoming sometime between sort of 9 and 12, 15 gusting 28 knots. So it's going to be windy for most of the day, folks. Tempo between 9 and 1, 3,000 meter rain and drizzle. It looks like, that if there's going to be any weather clearance, it's certainly going to be after sort of 1 o'clock. The earliest, they're saying broken 600 feet at times, between 9th and 1,300, possibly broken 400 feet. And then sometime between sort of 1 and 4, becoming scattered at 1,800 feet. Gatwick is fairly similar, although they are showing more of a positive clearance in their forecast. The upper winds, they are going to be strong. This is going to be probably the critical factor, 40 to 50 knots over us for most of the day by the looks of it. And the top meteo shows the same sort of thing, the 1,500 foot winds. So yeah, pretty windy, low levels gusting 25 knots, and then flying heights 45, 50. Up at 2,000 feet. Satpic doesn't really show any clearance, yet it's just sort of solid cloud. Exeter, their last METAR, showed scattered at 1,000 feet and then 2,000 foot cloud, but they seem to be in a little bit of a weather hole there. The rest of the sort of METARs airfield forecasts show 500 to 600 feet, if not a bit lower. The rain shows a couple of bands just going through. This one's progressing through quite quickly, but still more rain out here and low cloud. So no real clearance actually behind that. I think it's just a gradual clearance, probably coming from out in the Atlantic for some time this afternoon. Temperature wise, the BBC kept on going on about it being unusually warm for this time of year, 12, 13 degrees, and that going up as the next couple of days go on, because we're drawing in southerly, southwesterly winds, quite warm air mass. So possibly one of the warmest ends of the year in December that we've ever had. Top meteo showing the sort of cloud. That's 12 o'clock, so 1 o'clock beginning to break up a little bit, and then possibly very late afternoon, some sort of clearance, proper clearance developing. Winds again at 1,500 feet. Top meteo are showing it between 35 and 40. And certainly getting windy up around the 40 knot mark by sort of 1 o'clock. and that not really dropping off till much later in the afternoon into the evening. So yeah, pretty windy day, folks. I think little chance of flying today, and the airfield probably fairly waterlogged as well. So fingers crossed for possibly something tomorrow morning, depending on the speed of the fronts. Airspace today, nothing of note. You'd think that number 5, which is Southampton, that they'd amend their AIP publication and change their hours of operation to 9 o'clock in the evening, rather than issuing a NOTAM for the last 12 months. And again, you think they do the same with the same Salisbury Plain danger area. Number 13 is Fairford. ATZ is activated, so they've got military activity there, and that's about it. There's nothing in our area, and there's nothing looking ahead, I think, of major consequence running into the end of the year. Right, so unfortunately, I think it's a non-flying day today, folks, due to the weather and the wind, but fingers crossed for tomorrow.